guys, many of you have been asking me, is there a law that Gary Gensler has broken so we can actually get him on some more criminal charges? The answer is there might be a law that he actually broke. All right, but will we actually get him on this charge? I'm not really sure. I actually don't remember the last time in U.S. history where they actually brought this up. But there is a 1946 law called the Administrative Procedures Act that was designed specifically to not let people like Gary Gensler do what he's doing right now, which is overreach his authority. It was from a warning from FDR. FDR didn't write this law because this law was passed after he died. I think it was like Truman that actually enacted this law in 1946. And basically, it is precisely for not letting federal agencies get too much power. Basically, FDR warned at the time that U.S. agencies threatened to develop a fourth branch of government for which there is no sanction in the Constitution. Broadly, the goal of the APA is to ensure that agencies like the SEC remain subordinate to democratic lawmaking processes. And this is where Gary Gensler may get in trouble if they decide to bring this up. Because he's obviously trying to go around Congress. Because remember, neither Congress or the judiciary has actually ruled anything on if cryptocurrencies are securities or not. And indeed, there are multiple, not just one, but multiple bills in Congress that would declassify cryptocurrencies as securities. And he's trying to go around them and get this through before these bills actually come out. So basically, like, what he's trying to do is trying to sneak past the process. Because generally you have to have like rules before you enforce them. And there are both Democrats and Republicans in Congress that actually don't think that Gary Gensler has the authority to regulate cryptocurrencies. And the laws and bills that were put out are evidence of that. For instance, the new law sponsored by House Financial Services Chair Patrick McHenry and Agricultural Committee Chair Glenn Thompson was a collaborative effort called the Digital Asset Market Structure and Investment Protection Act. And of course, it has provisions to make smaller cryptos that are non-securities have safe harbor. There's also a bill in Congress to make any functional blockchain and any functional blockchain that's sufficiently decentralized not a security. Gary Gensler knows these bills are in Congress. I think he also knows in his head that there aren't any clear instructions on cryptocurrency, and he also hasn't given a clear path to registration. And there's even a bipartisan bill in Congress by Cynthia Lummis and Krista Gillibrand, and they're trying to reintroduce this bill to see how things to see how things go in the House. So the thing is, like, because of these efforts, you could say that Gary Gensler is trying to sneak around the bipartisan lawmaking process, and that is a violation of the 1946 law called the Administrative Procedures Act. And basically, that was made to reconcile the growing administrative state with democratic principles. And what it actually says is, like, agencies like the SEC basically can't go around and subvert the democratic process. So the thing is, like, Gary Gensler says that U.S. law already includes the necessary tools to regulate cryptocurrency assets and marketplaces. However, Gensler, an appointee of the Biden administration, has constantly repeated that crypto doesn't need new rules. But unfortunately for him, legislators from both the House and the Senate and belonging to both parties do actually disagree. And of course, like I just mentioned, a series of recent bills show legislative branch actively engage in lawmaking around crypto, and they don't agree that status quo is good enough. So basically, according to one legal theory, which I'm not really sure they're going to take, the existence of this process could undermine the SEC's current round of enforcement actions. And this is something that could actually be taken up by the Supreme Court, although I don't know if they have the time or if they will or not, because I'm not really sure if crypto's quite as center stage as we want it to be. But there is a rule I want to tell you guys that you possibly could actually get Gary Gensler on. And because of that rule, he might actually be in some trouble if they decide to pursue it, which I don't know if they've ever decided to pursue someone for this, but there is actually a law that he might be violating and that we can charge him on. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.